Hello there, everyone. My name's Ayumu Kagami, and I'm taking a look at another idle game, or clicker game. This is Runescape Idle. Runescape is a free-to-play game. It's been around since I was in middle school. I remember those fun days in math class. I didn't pay attention in math class. But, so, yeah, this is free. On Steam. Came out today or yesterday. Just very recently came out. And I took a little peek at it. I'm a big fan of idle games. And as far as I can reminisce about, there are a lot of things about this that seem very RuneScape-y. And many of my friend who plays this game, he's all like, "Oh, the lore's kind of janky from RuneScape, but it's kind of there." I'm a blue person because I'm an extinct race. You don't get to pick male or female. That's it. He's just this weird blue dude, the purple nose. And let's start what we do. Currency. There's two forms. That's definitely something different than a lot of clicker games. They have just one currency. Well, initially one currency. This one starts off with two different currencies. Basically, passive ability, or non-combat abilities in RuneScape, mining, smithing, fletching, crafting, herb lore, all that fun stuff. And then more aggressive ones, as you can see with the red. Very, very self-explanatory. One of my problems with this game, though, is they do incorporate a lot of different abilities. With the attacking and not attacking. And the way there's two forms of leveling them. One form is to have it clicked, which actually highlights it, which speeds it up. This is at 1 minute 36 seconds, 43. So, speeds it up pretty dramatically. And that one is the one you're giving your attention to, and it levels up quicker. Or only levels up. These, I think, level up slow as sin elsewise, because I've come back to it and have had some things leveled up. And then there are also the ability, and the ability tree is different than it is in a lot of these games. Instead of just, it's just a 10-time click thing. So I gotta give it some credit for that. The abilities are fairly different. Whether it be just the specific is 500% faster, which I don't really understand, because like this would go down minor amounts, this will go down major amounts, so I guess it goes off of like the big percentage, like the full of it, and then more loot that you get, and then more, well, and this one is everything speeds up, and then there's also one that jumps the time forward 25 seconds. You can like spam click it for like 10 seconds. So I props, it has something different. And as you can see here, there's this green box right in a one. It's how many you have to actively be seeking out. So I'm not going to, because it's going to irritate me. But if I click off of it, actually, I don't even need to be clicked on it. You can kind of cheese it when it's about to get done. You can fiddle around with it by clicking on other ones as they're about to finish, and you get like the extra experience for it. So you can very actively play this game. That's not what I'm interested in. Just to see which one is closer, just to click on it. Especially since it constantly changes the time on it. But those help you get they're done for quests. The arrow, this just helps you level it up. And when it levels up, I don't really know what it does, to be honest. It's not super clear. I believe mining hasn't changed. I think it's 10 seconds to begin with. 21 seconds. Okay, well, maybe clicked on it's 10 seconds to start with. But it doesn't change that significantly. Smaller ones, like this is at 4 minutes, is now at 40 seconds. So I think it definitely would have to be like this one is, half an hour. Actually, I think it's 20 something minutes. But as it sped up, now it's 2.5 minutes. Bah! The interface in the game, just go to the options that we can quickly see. Sound and music and all that fun stuff. So I'll turn these up. It's a very quiet game because it's idle. Yay. For some of my complaints about the game are this thing has quests because it's trying to be like RuneScape, so you have the different quests that you can do as any MMO would have. My biggest problem with this is that they don't, see, as you can see the chart, they don't feel as satisfying because they're very not fun. And they go off of characters from the game, as far as I've seen so far. And you wind up having to jump around a lot to finish the quest. I understand, like, the point of quests is that you go to different locations. With this one, it seems like it's a bit more than that. As this one says, Falor... Wait. Yeah, so Falor, Lumbridge. So that's not a lot of different places to go. And this one is kind of the same. It's like 2 different areas. But one of them was a lot of areas, and it was very tedious to go through it. As you can see here, map is very simplistic. There just can't go to it. Yet. You have to kind of make your way through the tech tree, I guess. I don't know. But you start out in Draenor, and then you go to the Lumbridge, and then Falador. So you have to jump around between them. Like this one wants me to be here for 70 fish that are collected. Which, it makes it seem, and personally, being a big fan of clicker games, I like the ease of access. You turn it on quickly and then turn off the game, or you can sit there and kind of try to min-max it a little bit. It seems like this game always has to be up. My friend who plays RuneScape wants the game always up, which is fine, because like he'll sit there and he'll fish, and then he's like playing a different game, and then he'll just adjust. So he kind of min-maxes it. But personally, I don't want my clicker game always open. Its soundtrack, not being the worst, isn't anything to write home about. Especially with the birds chirping, I don't want that. So, I just instantly mute the game, and nothing about it makes me want to keep watching this screen. For the experience in them, how that's a very big part of these games is that it can't be too slow in the beginning. Very quickly in this game, it dragged on. It became slow. And that's a bad thing for these kind of games, because I could just go play a different one. And that's not good. You need these to be really engaging. It's like you want to sit here and keep looking into it. But the quests wind up being much longer than I like. And there is an aspect to this game of combat and equipment. I'll show off the equipment first. It's very basic. It does change your character, which is kind of nice. Why that's a basic shirt and that's your upgrade, but you just click on it and that's what it gives you versus what it does. So, not a big deal. It gives you a benefit. It's kind of a nice touch. And then, I don't know if I like that it goes on the character, but, you know, whatevs. So, one, kind of, I get the dagger part, but all I have is a dagger. It's not very fun. And the combat takes place in specific areas. The dungeons, these things. And I believe you have to go through it fully to actually make your way through it. And once again, different types of abilities. I gotta give you a hand for that. That's cool. But at the same time, it also becomes less interesting, in my opinion, because you start it, and this is what more feels like a clicker game. Oh, shit, you can't click right here. But it feels more like a clicker game because it just is automatically going through it, and you see the monster's health, and you see it die, and it progresses wave by wave. And you get a little bonus each time the wave goes up. But... Oh, and this is them attacking you. You do have health. You can switch these at any point. I believe if I actually stop the auto, I have to manually use it. And... yeah, so you have to manually use it. So, for this one, you might want to wait on it. In case, like this, it's extremely low health. We'll wait till one pops up with max health, and then we'll just kill it immediately. Does seem to have a system of kind of rock, paper, scissors in it, with some being weaker or more resilient to some of the abilities, but not enough to make me super interested in the difference between them. As you just progress, more enemies on each segment. And sitting here does level all of these up, or whichever ones you're actually using. So if it's becoming tedious to, like this one, getting that one little chunk of experience takes forever, you don't want to do that. 26, now it's at 28, so not a big jump. I'm sure the weapons later on will make it seem more significant, but right now, small jumps. So it in the beginning, it seems like it's doing some sins for like how I personally prefer these games to go in being less enjoyable for the player and more about sitting there waiting. And also the save feature in it, as that pops up a couple times, is not reliable. I've been set back like 2 hours in this game, and the save thing pops up like every 2 minutes or something. It pops up a lot. It might be every time you've completed a specific thing that it will pop up. Like right there, it popped up again because I went back to town. But it did not update as regularly as I would have liked it to. Which, in these kind of games, I want to be able to turn it on and turn it off and not have to worry about losing data. But overall, it's free. Number one thing I can say for this game. It looks like it has something to it. When you pick a quest, it gives you a choice of options. To be honest, I didn't care what the hell they had to say. I just clicked right through it, and then it gives you helpful, sarcastic, and mean are basically your options. It's like playful and angry, I think. But it doesn't give you a lot to it. So, meh. But, thank you very much for being here, everyone. If you do enjoy these types of videos, why not hit the subscribe button? We've got a lot more videos coming up, and I hope you guys are ready for it. Because I'm excited. But thank you very much, everyone, and have a good night. Bye-bye.